It's one of the best podcasts ever. Ever. Top 5 dead or alive.
Welcome to Pod Caviar. My name is Tony, coming at you live from the Empire of Caviar Studios in beautiful Los Angeles, California. It's been a while, bruh. It's been a while. Yeah, I know. I've been dealing with a lot of shit. Going through a lot of shit. Just had surgery on my nose for deviated septum. But now you can hear me breathing. This is my nose breathing. You can't even hear it because they fixed it. I can smell. Reality stinks. Jesus Christ. Everything is horrible. I'll get used to it. I'm sure I will. But, is my microphone in the right position? This should sound weird. Can y'all hear me? Hold on. I said like, can y'all hear me? Like I'm streaming. Basically, what I'm doing now is that this microphone has a front and a back, and I got to figure out which is which. But it's looking like this is the front. So, all right. Well, what do y'all want to talk about? Anybody? Show of hands. Do y'all have anything to talk about? Huh? No one? No? Listen, it's okay to step away from your hobbies. It's okay to step away from your passion to regroup, recharge, heal, come back stronger. Okay? I told y'all, man. Look, and if you follow me on Twitter, I'll put my @ in the damn description. If you follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/nothavingit, you'll know that I was never giving up on podcasting, bruh. I was always going to come back. Always. Let me mute this music. I was always going to come back. I'm not going to leave, man. But you dealing with somebody that's got a lot of shit going on. So I'll take a break. It's all good, bruh. It's all good. Because I know that I have the skills necessary to take 4, 6, a year off from podcasting and then hop back into it like it's nothing. Because I love doing this shit, bruh. I love doing this shit. I love sitting in here and talking and going through all this stuff and looking up this. I sound like I'm full of shit, but I'm just rambling, bro. Nah, for real. And I used to say this with Graham too. Shout out to the 1 Gram Army podcast. I used to say him and I when we used to do the companion podcast, he would be on Pod Caviar. I would be on the 1 Gram Army podcast. I would meet up at his spot. He had the studio, and we would just, it seemed to me, every time I've seen footage of a newsroom or either be newspaper or what is it, like CNN or some local news, we always had that vibe too, where we took our notes, we brought our notes up, we had ideas that we shot back and forth towards each other. We would smoke, we would drink, we would just allow ourselves to unwind a little bit, loosen up, get our mind right, get mentally prepared for the show, do some what is it, like, I don't want to say practice, rehearsing. It's an energy that not a lot of people will be able to understand or experience because they don't have a podcast. They don't have the need to do that. They don't have a need to get together and like go over some notes and figure out the proper mic position or figure out the audio levels, figure out what works best, what headset works best, what microphone works best. Will I be able to? In my case, I was like, if I'm gonna do Pod Caviar, I'm gonna do it right, and I wanted to make it mobile. So a lot of what you see in Pod Caviar, what you hear more so than see. But when you talk about Pod Caviar, you're talking about a podcast that I could just grab the laptop, grab the microphone, throw it all into a book bag, and then I'm at the beach doing a podcast. You feel me? And I've done that. And I'll do it again. I'm just waiting for it to stay constantly hot. Okay? We're at that weird spot to where 1 week it'll be 90, 95, 100, 85, 82. And then the next week it'll be like 71, 70, 75, 72. 67, 71. And it's like, I hate that. But I love being here. This is paradise. And shout out to all the people that think that it's okay to point the finger at me and blame me for everything that I ain't have nothing to do with. Like, at some point, you're gonna have to explain yourself to God. And he ain't gonna hear it. He gonna hear you, but he ain't trying to hear that shit. You going to hell. Straight up. It is what it is. I'm not about to rant, but I'm just saying. I did what I needed to do to become a better person. And I guess the overall theme of this episode is it's okay to step away in order to come back again. You feel me? I know this because I've had to do it plenty of times. There's a lot of hurt. There's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of things that I really had to deal with on my own. You can't run away from your problems forever. And there's still work to be done, but I'm at a point now to where I'm better at handling situations mentally without letting it erode my mental. And I knew that it was going to be okay. I knew everything was going to be okay. All right? People don't understand when I see that. It's because, in the mind of a Capricorn, you sit back and you analyze everything. You come up with different solutions for each problem, even if they're not present. Even if there's a low chance of something happening, you still got to go and do that. But in doing that, you're always thinking. What I've learned is how to turn that shit off. I've learned to trust the universe more. I've learned to allow things to be what they are. I can't control everything. I can't have my hand on everything. I'm not a puppet master. I'm just a damaged soul. So yeah, I did the therapy thing. I did but see, here's the thing about therapy. It's like, I've been to many therapists. Not all therapists are made the same. Hello. Because I've been to some therapists where they just give you pills. They throw pills at me. Pow. Take that. That didn't work? Oh, okay. Well, take this. Pow. Take that. Oh, that one is mad. That shit made you more depressed? Okay, well, then stop taking that and start taking this. Take that. And everybody is built different. Some people benefit from that. I didn't. I felt weird, man. It was weird. And I was wilding back then, too, bro. One day, after I become rich and famous, After you done seen the shirtcaviar.com advertisements on the billboards in Times Square, after I've taken over the world and become a household name, I'm going to hire somebody to do a biopic on my life. This shit going to be crazy. And it's different people in my life from different sections of my life, different stages, different phases, different eras. And y'all are going to be surprised by a lot of shit that you see in the biopic. The only people that will not be surprised are the people that have been in my life the longest. And some people that I grew up with that have seen me through many different phases of my life. But you know what? I'm okay with that. Tell my story. Please tell my story. As a matter of fact, no. Allow me to tell my story. People are real good at putting stuff on me that I ain't had nothing to do with. And which was also, it's always weird to me because my saying is, I'm not as problematic and toxic as I was, but it was never a reason or a point where you had to make up shit to throw dirt on my name. I would always be like, hey man, I'm problematic as fuck. I do fucked up shit. I did fucked up shit. I always describe myself as an anti-hero. Like, most of the time, yeah, I'm doing like good shit, you know, especially now. But I'm not against being mad problematic. Ask the cool, she'll tell you. Hell, ask my ex-wife, she'll tell you. Ask any women from my past. Just ask them. Ask them. Be like, hey man, look, this guy with this podcast was talking mad shit, saying he was mad problematic. I don't think so. What do you think? And they're gonna be like, hey, get the dude from Soft White Underbelly to interview the women from my past for my biopic. That alone is gonna be enough. But it's okay to recognize that. I recognize that. I'm not the same guy that I was a few years ago. I'm not. I couldn't be. I'd be dead if I was still that guy. That guy would be at work, get off from work, go to the bar. I used to go to the bar 7 days a week. There would be times where I would go on to the bar every day. And back then I was broke as fuck, toxic as shit, insane. But I had my own apartment, my own car. I worked on base, which means I was making good money for the area that I was in. And if you haven't figured out now where this is leading, it's leading to vagina. Lots of vagina, okay? Yeah. Partying, vagina, rock star life, not giving a fuck. You know what I mean? You know. And I did take care of what I took care of. Look, I mean, at the end of the day, I always put my kids first. Anybody that knows me knows that if I had it and they needed it, I give it to them. I feed my dog and my kids and go to bed, sleep. Go to bed hungry, not sleep. Duh. I go to bed hungry, bro. And it's the mental aspect. You take all that trauma, you take all that mental shit. You're not being treated right. And I'm like, my mental health issues didn't get treated correctly until I came to LA. To me, I didn't find a treatment plan that worked for me until I came to LA. Like, Very few people will understand how hard it is to get out of bed when all you want to do is die. You know? And it's easy for me tomorrow I could be like, I don't want to do none of this shit anymore, man. I fucking retire from my job today if I wanted to. And sell all my shit and just go live in the woods. Is that what's best for me? Is that going to allow me to evolve into the best version of myself? Knowing that I still have goals. Knowing that I still want Shirt Caviar to take off. Knowing that I still want Pod Caviar to take off. Knowing that I still want the 1 Gram Army podcast to take off. Knowing that I still have people that have stuck with me and stayed with me by my side throughout all this shit that I've been through. And at any given moment, I'll tell them the vision. Look, this brand is going to take off. We got a whole group of people that's constantly working on becoming the best version of themselves, working on their own goals, their own brand. We stick together. One of us blows, everyone blows, you know. And that's what you got to do. You got to take, you got to show some sort of gratitude towards the people that stuck with you because they didn't have to. Anybody knows that when you're ready to leave my life, I let you go because I understand. I'm not going to force you to stick by my side. The people that stuck by my side, they chose to stick by my side. And when they needed help, I helped them. When I needed help, they helped me. And that's all we asked of each other. So how am I going to help them? How am I going to be there for them how they were there for me if I walk away from everything? And I'm not saying I won't. There's going to be one day, there's going to be a point where I've done everything in my life, right? ShirtCaviar.com, household name. Pod Caviar, household name. 1 Gram Army podcast, household name. All my people that have been with me since day one, they all set doing their thing. They'll never have to work again. Their kids will never go hungry. They will never want. They will never need. Everybody will eat, right? That's when I'll go. That's when I'll disappear. Being in society is fucking terrible, bro. It is. It is. It's loud. It stinks. But it's necessary for me. Because I'm not helping anybody by staying in bed all day. I'm not helping anybody by disappearing. If I do that, I'm only serving my best interests and my needs and wants. And that's not fair. So why do it? What time is it? Oh, it is. Okay. All right. And I'm glad I have a platform like Pod Caviar where I can have these episodes when I get real like this. And we can't have episodes where we talk about terrorists, conspiracy theories, whack-ass dolphins, aliens. We can't have podcasts where it's just Graham and I in a room and we're drunk as fuck, having a blast, making each other laugh, making great content. And here's another thing that works so well about the dynamic duo of Graham and I is that we rarely had an episode that should have been deleted. You know, there would be episodes where he would be like, I don't know, man. Or I would be like, shit, I don't know, man. We was wilding. And we would go back and listen to it and be like, this is fucking amazing. You're not going to have that many people that can always get into the studio, sit down, hit record, and then have an episode that's great. And I'm not saying knock it out of the park, grand slam. We've got hella though. We got hella home run episodes. We got hella grand slam episodes. But the bread and butter of podcasting is that 2 for 3, 2 runs, 2 RBIs and a single. Maybe 2 singles. Very few strikeouts. Pop flies, cool, whatever. You can't do that unless you have dedication to the art of being a presenter, being a fluent speaker, being somebody that can walk into a room that has nothing but a computer and a microphone and have no topic, no nothing. You hit record and we're 20 minutes into this podcast? Not many people could do that. And I've gotten better at doing it. Graham has gotten better at doing it. You can be better at doing it, but you got to keep going. So sit back and listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. Everybody on this planet lies to themselves about something that's holding them back. Holding them back. But they're too afraid to take it on. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you do that, you're betting against yourself. And if you bet against yourself, you will always lose. So what? So what if you can't speak clearly and you stutter, or you have trouble, or you can't have phone calls? So what? So what? So what? You're not the only one. A, and B, you can overcome it. But you have to hit it dead in the fucking nose. You ball your fist up and you say, fuck you, social anxiety. Pow. Or whatever it is that's bothering you. Me, I have social anxiety. So every day I walk out in public and I punch it. Pow, right in the mouth. Hey, social anxiety. Here, pow, bitch ass. You ain't holding me back. Now what's holding you back? And why haven't you punched it in the mouth yet, huh? What's stopping you? What's stopping you? For real. I used to hate speaking in public, bro, and I was terrible at it, right? But I had to break out of that. And look at where I'm at now. I dead ass was like, it's time for me to make a podcast episode. I got some extra time. I'm here. I'm going to make a podcast episode. And I'm making a podcast episode 23 minutes into a podcast episode. What's stopping you from punching whatever's holding you back in the nose and overcoming it? What's stopping you? Huh? I'm talking extra close to the mic because I like the way the distortion sounds when I'm trying to get through to you. Huh? What's stopping you? Well, I'm telling you right now, everybody has one life. You get one. And in this one life, you could pretty much do whatever the fuck you want to do. And a lot of times, when you think back on your life and you go back and you think of all the times you had a chance to do something great and didn't do it, more times than not, it's because you bet against yourself. Why? Why the fuck did you bet against yourself? Huh? What did you gain out of betting against yourself? What did you gain out of doubting yourself or hating yourself or not loving yourself, what did you gain? You gained nothing. But you possibly have lost everything. Look, man, are you on this planet to win? Or are you on this planet to just make it by? Which one is it? Which one? Which one? You let me know. You let me know. Matter of fact, let yourself know. I ain't no motivational speaker, but I'll motivate your ass. Don't bet against yourself. That's stupid, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you? Who you think you are? Huh? You got one life. You go there after you die. I say for this situation, there is an afterlife. And you will have to go talk to whoever about your life. You think they're gonna ask you the same thing I'm asking you right now? And you're hearing this podcast right now. It ain't by coincidence. It's because it's time for you to wake up and do better. Ooh. Wake up and do better. So when are you going to start? Huh? When are you going to start? When are you going to catch up? I'll slow down a little bit. I'll wait for you to catch up. I want us all to run wild, free, and happy, and secure within ourselves. I want everybody to win. I want everybody to eat. But I know everybody will not win. Everybody will not eat. I can't control that. I can just control what I can control. And right now, I can control the words that are coming out of my mouth. I can control the message. I can control the positivity. I can control the positive vibes. You got this. But you have to get this. Woo! You got to get up and get it. And you can't do that when you're helping everybody else, but not yourself. You can't do that when you're loving everybody else, but not yourself. You can't do that if you're worried about everyone else and not yourself. So what are you going to do? When are you going to start? Huh? When? When? We had 28 minutes. I'm going to wrap it up. It's been great, bro. Shout out to the 1 Gram Army podcast. Go subscribe. Shout out to Pod Caviar. This podcast. Subscribe. Shout out to Game Caviar on Twitch TV, twitch.tv/nothavingit. I was just streaming the other day. Some Warzone. We won. It was a hell of a finish. And you missed it because you weren't there because you didn't subscribe. All of this content is free, bro. You ain't got to pay for none of this. I paid for it and provided for you for free. And you miss it because you don't subscribe. What I tell you earlier, when are you going to start? When are you going to subscribe? Right? Shout out to shirtcaviar.com. Listen, you don't even have to buy anything on shirtcaviar.com. I want you to go there. I want you to see the front page. Scroll all the way down to the bottom of the front page and enjoy the art. Dive into the art. And if you see something that you like, go ahead and make that purchase. Use code OGA at shirtcaviar.com when you go shirt yourself. It's simple. But you got to do it, though. And today can be the day you start. Don't bet against yourself, and subscribe to Pod Caviar, Shirt Caviar. No, subscribe to Pod Caviar, the 1 Gram Army podcast. Subscribe to Game Caviar on twitch.tv/not having it. And enjoy the art at shirtcaviar.com. And I will see you next episode. And I'm going to ask you, how much progress have you made since the last episode? And you better have a good answer. All right, I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace. Bam, 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 bam. Turn the music back on. Okay, now rise it up so we can get the exit. Go ahead. Now. All right.